Hi, everybody. This is Jennifer Rabin. I'm an arts writer, and I'm here with Josh Hughes, who's an artist and cryptocurrency maven, who has very, very graciously agreed to take us through setting up a wallet and minting an NFT for anyone, any artist who's interested in taking more control over their work and royalties and how they're going to be paid for what they put out. So Josh, I'm going to leave it to you and I will follow your instructions as we go because I'm new to this myself.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is if you're using iOS or you have an Apple product, or if you have a Google product, you're going to want to go to the App Store and first download Coinbase Wallet. I believe Jennifer already has downloaded that and is in the opened page of that.
Yes,
We're
and
not
I
going to,
just want to say that when you go to the App Store, there are 3 listings for Coinbase Wallet. It's the second one that has a square, like a stop button, a square inside of a circle is the icon for the app.
and then I'll just briefly explain what the 3 are. So Coinbase is a centralized exchange where that cryptocurrency can be traded from cryptocurrency to fiat or US dollars, and then also from one cryptocurrency to another cryptocurrency. Uh, this wallet is called a third-party wallet. There are 3 different types of wallets, and we're not really going to get into that today, but this one is one that's secure and available and easy to use. So once we have the app downloaded, when you open it up, you're prompted to say, I would like to, what's it say on your screen
It
there?
says either create a new wallet or I already have a wallet, so I'm going to create one.
Yes, we're going to create one.
And then there's a bunch of legal stuff, terms of service, privacy. You can read those as you want and accept it. And then you're going to pick your username. Do you recommend someone using their actual name or does it really not matter?
So there's 2 different things here. So if you want to be an anonymous artist on the internet that's making digital content or what have you, you can use any kind of handle that you want. And then the other option is to use like, the thing that represents you as an artist. So like, for instance, mine is Josh at Josh Hughes Studios. And then there's other, you could use whatever you want that represents you as an artist. And that's all up to the individual, whatever you want to be called.
Okay. Okay. So
Mhm.
once people pick their username, put that in, and then you set your privacy preferences.
Correct. And you want that one to be public as an artist so that you can be referenced, and that you can add that to your like to your website or your Instagram to say like, hey, this is my specific wallet address that verifies the art that I'm making is you know is this stuff that you can find on a blockchain. It could be, could be Ethereum or Polygon, and we're going to be describing Polygon today.
Okay, great. So I'm going to select public. And now it says protect your wallet. You can use Touch ID or passcode. I'm assuming that either is fine, that the Touch ID is going to be slightly higher if you're on a phone that allows that.
Mhm. And
Okay.
then once you have that done, it's going to say back up your wallet. That's
Yep.
the next step.
Yep.
We're going to skip that for right now.
Okay.
But what I highly recommend everyone who ever makes, that's the password, or so there's a set of 12 words that you can see when you open that up in settings later. That allows you to open that wallet from any device in the future. So if your cell phone breaks or what have you, uh, that is your golden password. It's the most important password to your wallet that there is. So I recommend to artists specifically that first you take a nice piece of archival paper that's acid free, just like you're making a nice drawing, and then used archival ink to write out that password. And each one is numbered. So you just write them down exactly how you see it on the screen. In the event that your cell phone breaks, you lose your cell phone, something happens or whatever, you can at least rely on that piece of paper to have access to that wallet again. If you don't have access to that password, you can never have access to that wallet ever again. The next thing, once that you have it on that piece of paper, you can choose other methods that are more secure in physical storage, such because paper burns, and there's other issues with paper, even archival, because we're talking about maybe digital legacy here. Like if you become famous as an NFT artist and those artworks get bought and resold for 100 years, 200 years, it could be that the foundation that you bequeath your wallet to could have access to it and pay for other types of charity events or benefiting the arts in some way.
So this is
So
something that you and I talked about before when we had an interview. So when an artist dies, their digital wallet can enter into their estate, but instead of that having to be a whole legal rigmarole, essentially whoever has control of this, what you're talking about right now, this passcode, that person will automatically have rights to it. So if an artist wants to put that into their will as part of their digital legacy, this passcode would be included.
correct.
Okay, great. So I'm assuming that we're not going to do this now, but you want me to hit later, and that I should, and everyone following along at home should go back later and set this up.
Yeah, and we'll cover where it is in the settings in just a minute when we get to that far. And then the last thing is that what I recommend as artists, because we all have some ability of craft, is that once that you have it written down on paper, eventually put it on a piece of titanium, because titanium doesn't burn, it doesn't oxidize, and it will last literally forever. So if it, like, let's say something catastrophic happens to your home, so for instance, that it burns down while hopefully you're away or something like that, or earthquake or a flood, that it is completely findable with a metal detector, and you are really well protected that way from oxidization, and it could definitely last the 100, 200 years.
And just for people who might be thinking that seems crazy to go to that extent just to protect a password, I just want to say that the reason that this is different. So for example, if you had $1 million in your bank account from works that you had sold over your entire life, if something happened to your home, you lost your wallet, any of those things, you could go into your bank and prove that you were you and that you belonged to your bank account, and it would be restored. If this passcode is lost, it's literally like losing a cashier's check. That's money is gone. If it's $1 million, you'll never see that again. So that's why Josh is saying
Yeah.
talking about putting it on something that is going to withstand the test of time, regardless of anything that happens.
I do want to bounce one last thing off of that, is that you never share that password with anyone. Like, don't let anyone see it. If when you make it, don't post it on the internet, because it can give literally anyone access to your wallet in perpetuity forever. So it's just like a super secret thing that you need to keep super secure in every way possible.
And if you have a safety deposit box, this is the kind of thing that would go in it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit later on backing up my wallet, and now I'm in what looks like the regular home screen, which shows me the amount of money I have in here, which is $0.00. And it says get coins.
And then, so what we're going to do, because this is going to be the easiest route, is I'm going to show you how to switch to Polygon network, where we're going to mint our first NFT. So in the lower portion of Coinbase Wallet, there are three options that are in gray. You have your wallet icon, you have your browser icon, which it looks like a bunch of squares, and then you have settings. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be opening up settings to change network. So basically, there are many different blockchains, and on each blockchain, there are different network parameters that allow you to operate on one network to another network, but using the same application and the same wallet. So right now, Jennifer, if you just press the little settings button on the
Yep.
bottom far right.
Yep.
And then in there, you get to see your username. You get to see if you've looked at your recovery phase and that or phrase, and that's where that you're going to be able to get that 4 or that 12
The
12
password,
yeah,
basically.
your password, and then after that you see active network.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is that we're going to click on that,
Okay.
and then there are, I don't know, probably 40 or 50 active networks here that you can have, but we're going to go down to from Ethereum mainnets to Polygon. Polygon, just to say real fast, is a side chain of Ethereum, meaning like it interacts with Ethereum in a very direct way. It's like a copy of Ethereum, but more ecologically sound and uses way less electricity to run, and is ridiculous. It's almost so on every network there are fees to have transactions. Polygon right now has the lowest fees of any network, where that we can mint our first NFT for almost literally free or free. I think it might be free right now. I don't know. We're about to find out. If it's not, Jennifer, I will go ahead and send you a couple of pennies in Matic, and then you're going to be able to do it.
I think I'll cover it. Thank you. That's a
Yep.
very kind offer. And I just want to say that and I'm just repeating what you told me before, which is that Ethereum is has been up to now, it sounds like the most commonly used currency for NFTs. But there are significant costs that fluctuate associated with starting a collection or minting an NFT, and Polygon's transaction fees, especially when you're starting your collection or minting your first piece, are the absolute lowest right now, and that's why we're choosing that over Ethereum.
Correct.
Okay, so I selected Polygon. It asked for my thumbprint, which I gave it, and that's it.
And then that's it. And we're going to go back to the wallet home screen.
Okay.
And then you're going to see so a couple of months ago, they had all the wallets preloaded with some Matic. I don't know if it's still the case because I haven't made a new wallet in a long time. But from there, go ahead and click on the 4 square icon in the middle, which is a Web3 browser.
Okay.
And this, I'm just giving you a brief overview. So in here, if you're working on a cell phone, you're going to be able to go to www.opensea.io. And if you want to just do it real fast on there, we're going to be working on the screen in front of us here in a second, as if we're working on a desktop or a laptop. But if you go there real fast.
Okay.
I'm going there as well.
Yep.
You're going to see the splash page in there. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this, but there's a 3-bar icon on the far right. If you click that and then you go to my wallet, which is here,
yep,
you're going to be able to connect your wallet to OpenSea. But we're going to do it on as if we're operating on desktop now, and that's just so if you have, if you only have access to a smartphone, that is the way that you can make this exact same thing happen that we're going to be doing on the desktop now.
Okay. So I would just add funds, and that would allow me to cover whatever the fee is going to be, whether it's pennies or $1 or whatever. We don't know yet.
Correct.
Okay.
Except for, I will pause for just a moment. Coinbase will be allowing for Polygon assets to be going to wallets very soon. You can't just get Polygon assets right now. It's like probably, I estimate, next week or the week after next. So I will just, if you DM me your wallet address, I'll just send you like 0.1 or whatever.
Just so that we can actually go through with this.
Yeah, so that we can actually go through with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so next,
so
what we can do.
Moving to the desktop, and you're going
Yeah, we're moving
so everyone can see. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so in the upper right-hand corner, we can see that there's a wallet icon. I want you to click on that. And then, so we have a couple different options, but we can't see Coinbase Wallet. It's not in the top selection. So go to show more, which is just below the selections there. Yep. And then click Coinbase Wallet.
Okay.
Okay. So we have opened Coinbase option for wallet, and it has populated a QR code that we have blacked out down here that Jennifer is going to scan with her cell phone to prove that she's, accessing OpenSea. So what we're doing when you have your Coinbase wallet open on your phone, you're going to click the wallet icon, Jennifer, and then in the upper right-hand corner, there's this little thing that looks like a QR code inside of a cropping
Yeah.
mechanism.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, this is so cool. Okay. And then I
Okay.
just use that. Oh, I got it. That
Yeah,
was
and then you scan it, and now you're immediately connected.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is the kind of future of the way two-factor authentication or authentication on the internet is going to go. We can see Google going this way and a lot of banking going this way, as well as cryptocurrency going this way, because it is pretty much the most secure way of telling a website like your bank website or whatever that this is you and you're trying to access this, because passwords can be brute force attacked and other things like this. This is extremely secure.
So that QR code that I just scanned using my Coin Wallet app, the only reason we did that was to link the app on my phone with what we're about to do. Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Great. This is actually much less complicated than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It's like once that you have everything done, it's probably easier than Facebook is.
Yeah,
Like
so glad
once
you're
I
doing this, because I think it's going to show a lot of artists that this is very accessible for them, because I was thinking, oh, I'll never be able to figure this out, so I'm not even going to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do right now is I want to just quickly show people what the app looks like, or not the app, but the dedicated app to make these NFTs. So if you'll go up to Marketplace. So this is where, that there is 19 million pieces or 20 million pieces of art that are on OpenSea. That's how many digital artworks are here. And it's not just artworks. We got visual or virtual worlds, trading cards, collectibles, sports, utilities, and art. And go ahead and click on art, and we can flip through a couple. They have a description here with 5 million pieces of artwork that are on there. Some artwork is auto-gen, like as we scroll down, you see these auto-gen pieces, which are coders making art that just kind of auto generates itself, and that people can mint them and things like this. We're looking at, I believe, the newest to the oldest. So this noise color thing is one particular artist that is just minting a whole bunch of NFTs. We have a drawing of a car. And a few other things.
Price, does that mean it's set by the buyer, like an auction, or it hasn't?
Okay.
What does that mean?
Well, I'll cover that in just a moment.
Okay.
But price is determined by first the artist, and then it can be like an auction, like an eBay auction, or you can say like this is the set price, or you could just leave it in a collection and people can throw bids at it if they really want it, even though it's not on sale or not for sale. Okay, so let's go to the profile real fast. See that little colored circle, not your wallet, but just next to it. Go ahead and click on that.
I think it's just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is your unnamed collection. You can go through and change all of these attributes. So when you scroll up in that gray bar that's up there, that is a banner image that you can have that showcases your artwork. The next little circle, that's that colorful circle in the center, that can be changed to have like an image of you. The next thing down underneath unnamed is your specific wallet address. This is something that you would put on your website or have on Instagram or whatever, saying, hey, this is me. And that it also not only allows for people to go, oh, this is so-and-so, they make NFT art, and I know that my NFT art is the stuff that they made by that wallet address because it's a unique address. It also allows other people, like, let's say I really like this artist, I want to tip them a certain amount of cryptocurrency, and that it's completely possible I could just send them a tiny fractional amount of cryptocurrency whenever I want to.
So if an artist, let's say it doesn't really matter, their Facebook page, their Instagram page, they wanted to show their Twitter address, they would say at whomever. And then if they wanted to show where you could purchase their NFTs, would it just say OpenSea and then literally that whatever this was?
So I'll let you know here in a minute when we start to make collections, but you can say like there's a unique URL for each person. So like if you click up on, actually you have to be, we'll just start collections and then I'll show you the URLs and things like that. So if you go to, I believe if you click on your wallet, I think that's where it is in the upper right hand corner. Nope, it's the other one. Go to, just go to your color purple circle thingy in the upper right hand corner. Yes, okay. Go to, so if you hover over that circle in the upper right hand corner, and then go down to my collections, you can start to begin to create a collection. And that's what we're going to do now. So every artwork that you make, uh-oh, error.
OpenSea does not want my work.
Go ahead and, there we go. Okay. Just a little bit of lag there, I think.
Oh, there's
oh,
unknown Ethereum address.
okay. So what you need to do is
it basically saying we don't want your Polygon here?
no, okay. So this was an error that I ran into a little while ago.
I'm actually glad it's coming up because if it happened for you and it's happening for
right.
me.
Okay, so go to your wallet
Okay.
on your phone.
Yep.
And then go to the settings.
Okay.
And then click, instead of so you go to where we changed the network from active network from Polygon.
You want me to go back to Ethereum?
Yeah, we're going to go back to Ethereum. Okay. And then your cell phone probably needs to remain open because I don't know what your notification settings are for, because it's going to ask you to sign that it's you because you're making a change to it.
Got it.
So we're going to change to Ethereum, and I'm just going to run with you at the exact same time. I'm going to minimize.
So I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna start over just in case it needs to reset. I'm gonna go to my collections. Let's see.
It did it again. Okay.
Because it is the Ethereum is selected, and I do have touchpad authentication on my phone.
Did you sign the thing?
It hasn't asked me to.
Okay. Go to the wallet.
Okay.
Not in your phone, but in the on OpenSea.
Okay.
And then let's go to click on my wallet and then go to log out. And now go back to the wallet again. And then go to show more options. Go to Coinbase Wallet. And now let's try that again.
Okay.
Right now, Jennifer's scanning like we did before the QR code that we've blocked out here.
Oh,
all right.
Signature request.
Confirm. Yeah, confirm on your phone.
Oh, great.
Okay, I think that did it. We had it.
My thumb now for my thumb. Yep. Sorry.
Okay, so now we are creating our first collection, hopefully. Okay, so go up to logo image. You're gonna have to just place in like if a random image that you have.
Yep, doing it now. Let's see. I'm gonna do something very random. Here we go.
Boom.
There we go.
Okay, and then we're going to go down to featured image. Each one of these are kind of showcased differently in the app. So some are like banners, some are more like something that represents your work as a whole. So we're just going to go ahead and click one.
So the featured image, that was a featured image of this specific collection that you're making?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So you'd want it to be of one of the pieces of work potentially?
Yeah, of whatever best represents what that collection is.
Okay, again, I'm just putting in dummy images so that, okay.
And then we're going to change our banner image. So when you open up this collection, there's a banner that goes across the top. And this, it's like 1600 by 400. So it's really thin and narrow. So you should definitely like, yeah, like
I'll just do
something,
that.
yeah, something like this.
Okay.
Okay, so this next selection here where that we have named, we're going to name this collection whichever that you want. This is a unique name to the contract that this thing's going in. So if it's not like, for instance, if you only write the word 5, if you backspace 7 times, 8 times, 5 should already be taken. So sometimes like you could be writing something out and it's already taken, but you could modify it however that you need. Next is what URL that this is going to go to. If you leave that blank, it's just going to be, in this case, 5 by 5 or 5 hyphen by 5.
It'll be, it will automatically populate to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would automatically populate to look like this. In the next selection here is the description, and then just write. So everything here is going to be editable forever, or until you sell your first object, rather, out of this collection.
Okay.
Okay, so next, we're going to go to category. And like before, there's a number of categories, but we're doing art today. So we're going to say art. But if you're making other stuff like cards and things, and then here are all of the external link options.
Oh, that's nice.
So it could be your website, your Discord, which is a instant messaging service for people, like think AOL AIM back in the day, your Twitter, Instagram, Medium is what Jennifer writes. And then we also have Telegram, which is another instant messaging service. Okay, the next thing. So this is something that the visual arts have never really been able to have, which is royalties. So if you think of like, I like to say Tom Cruise, the famous movie film actor. So he gets about 5% royalties for every movie that he's been in, and that those royalties, like if a movie is sold to a movie theater or if it goes to Netflix, and every time that that movie is watched, he gets 5% of every single time that that content is consumed or sold or resold. So with the way that we could do fine art this way, or any kind of digital art or physical artwork, like in the show that Jennifer's writing a thing about, is we can say that every time an object gets resold, it can have a percentage royalty. And because a whole cast and crew and lots of people are getting royalties, this is just theory, like market theory or something like that, but like, what is equitable for artists if we are like the not just the director, but also kind of the film star, and then also the crew and everything for these things that we're creating? Like, we're the sole creator. Like, if someone made a movie all by themselves, what should their royalty look like? And I estimate between like probably 4.67% to I think I've said it in upwards of 15, but it's really up to you. You can put it as much as you or as little as you want. So like, let's say that this collection has almost free objects, like things that you're giving away, and that people will resell. And that's the way that you're attempting to integrate yourself into this kind of consumer market, is that you can have a large resale fee, because that allows you to kind of make funds on the things that you create. But we're gonna probably put in here like 5%, I think is a
So
good idea.
what's really exciting about this is that traditionally, if you're an artist and you either sell directly to a buyer or you sell through a gallery, you get, if you're selling directly to a buyer, you get the entire cost for that work. If you're selling to a gallery, it depends. You could get anywhere between it's usually between 50 and 75% of that, and the gallery takes a commission on that. What's
Mhm.
so exciting about this is, and I'm just going to use you, Josh, as an example. If you were to sell a work, let's just say directly to a consumer right now, you're early on in your career. Let's say you sold it on OpenSea for $500, and that 10 years from now, you had a lot of success in the art world and your works went up 1,000%, let's say, or more. And that person said, oh, I have a Josh Hughes work. I'm totally going to cash in and sell it. And I'm going to try to sell it for $500,000. When that person sells it secondarily, you will get a percent, whatever percentage you decided when you set this up, that will go directly into your wallet. Historically, that has never, ever been possible. And artists get cut out of all of these sales after the first sale happens. So this allows artists to receive money on the back end every single time their artwork changes hands, which is really revolutionary for artists in terms of the rights to our creative work.
Correct. And then like, I mean, like the best example is like when Andy Warhol was super, I strongly feel that like the reason why he even said is that the reason why he made the tomato soup cans is because that's literally what he was eating. Like that everybody was eating it, but like that's what he could potentially afford as an artist. And it's something that we've talked a lot about in both art school and in the artist communities, is like, how do we find that thing that creates equity for young and or any artist really, like, because collectors are the only people who really capitalize in like every sense on these artworks that they collect and then resell. And I think that this definitely evens the playing field and also can elevate the artist's income is in a substantial way.
So my one question that I don't understand about how the percentage fee works, and I'm using very simple whole round numbers, is let's say you sell a work on OpenSea. There's no royalties that happens the first time it's sold. It's just for resale. And then you have the first resale. So it goes from the person you sold it to another buyer. And let's say that's for $100. Does this $5 get tacked on top of it, or do the royalties come out of the buyers or the sellers? How does it work?
So the listing price is everything, including the royalties. So like when somebody buys it, the next collector, they're paying the person who is selling it,
Yeah.
and then they're also paying the so OpenSea.
So if they were if the person was listing it, they had purchased it from you, they're reselling it, they list it for $100. The buyer is going to give them $100, 95 goes to them and 5 goes to you.
Correct, but also so it would be OpenSea, the way that they monetize their platform by allowing us the ability to easily mint NFTs is that they include a 2.5% royalty fee. So like it's our royalty and OpenSea's royalty, and then whatever the remainder goes back to the seller.
Okay, so but the OpenSea's royalty doesn't touch your percentage of royalty.
Does not. Yeah, it's
So
a separate.
it would end up being closer to like $7.50 total that's coming out of the seller.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Okay, so next, what we're gonna do, and there's gonna be, there's lots of different options. I want to say that like OpenSea is not the only option. There are lots of other NFT platforms, and I'm not saying use OpenSea. I'm not trying to be like a promoter of it because I have no stake in it whatsoever. Is I'm saying that if there is ever a better option that charges less of a commission, or not a commission, but a royalty fee or what have you, always feel free to do it on your own, and just do a little bit of research on your own, and you might be able to find one that charges less. And that's all I really have to say about that. Okay, so next, what we're going to do is go to the upper right-hand corner, and up there, we're going to copy our address. Boom. And then it just automatically copies by clicking on it. And then you're going to paste that into that section. And then you're going to change the blockchain from Ethereum to Polygon. Okay, so in the next section, all right, so as a default set of payment, it has Polygon ETH, which is a proof of stake ETH. It's the same price as regular mainnet ETH, but it's the proof of stake stuff, the stuff that has much less of a ecological footprint, doesn't cost anything, almost nothing to send to people, stuff like that. But the next section, right below where it says ETH Polygon and the little purple diamond shape thing, which is just below there, we can click on add token. And we have 3 options as of right now. We have, or 4 options. We have ETH, DAI, which is an algorithmic US dollar stable coin. So I'm not going to go into the specifics, but it's always trying to maintain an exact dollar. Okay. And it's not backed up by, as far as I remember, not backed up by real US dollars. Next is USDC. USDC is backed up by real US dollars. So if you ever wanted to trade it for exactly $1 US, you can go to Coinbase, and Coinbase will give you exactly $1 US for every one of the tokens that you receive in USDC. And I say, like, for beginning portions, because the market for cryptocurrency is historically volatile, I just say, like, it's probably a good idea to click that one and include it in what kind of tokens can be received. Okay, so next.
Oh, so this is just giving it options for all the ones that someone can purchase it with.
Correct.
Is
So
there
like,
downside to doing as many as possible?
uh, not really. So like, but you really want to know like what, yes, there is a downside. I will say that.
Okay.
So their token list, when we're outside of Polygon, we could actually do that real fast. If you go up and then change us from Ethereum, like just a little bit up, a little bit down, change our block type from, or blockchain from Polygon to Ethereum. Okay, so if we click on that add token, there is literally thousands of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some of these, I'm just going to classify, and I'm using a euphemism here, an S token, a poop coin. I'm, like, some of them in there might not be worth anything in the future. We have no idea. It's all about doing your own research when you're doing stuff like that. Like if you're interested in a specific project, or you're making artwork for a specific project or things like that, then I say, like, yeah, maybe do it, but don't ever do it. Don't just blindly go into adding some kind of strange token. Okay, so let's now that I said that piece, let's change back to Polygon. You add USDC, which is a US dollar stable coin. And then, so this is where we got to talk about what type of content are going to be items in this collection. The easiest way to think about it is on the far left, we have padded, which are things like if you're making PNGs, which are with transparent backgrounds. Padded is the best because it gives us some space from the edge so that the edge of the border doesn't cover up the side of your artwork. The next is contained, and that's good for like non-video photographic work or GIFs, if you know the exact dimensions of that box that it's going to go in. And the last one is covered, which is I recommend for like videos and other stuff like that. So are we doing it?
Collection of works if it's square format, would it be this?
Uh,
It is a 1-to-1 ratio.
so if it's square, so contained would be like images. That's just what so yes, once you get everything kind of set up and you start to know what the parameters of that window are, because they're going to tell you in the next collection, but uh, contained is the recommended one, and that one's just for photographs. And then covered is more like for multimedia stuff. And then padded is for like JPEG, or not JPEG, PNGs.
Got it. And I'm assuming that these can all be edited just like everything else before
Yeah.
it gets
Yep. We'll be able to change that.
great.
Okay.
So am I ready to create?
Yep. And then it's going to take a moment to upload the photographs, and now it's created. And here's your first collection.
Wow.
And we can change everything in here in the collection, I believe, until the first item sells. And then most of the things you can still change except for the royalty, because that's already written into the contract.
So
So we don't have any items to display yet. So what we're going to do is add an item, and there's that blue button right there. And what we're going to do is now you can pick. So let's go over the file types real fast. Okay, so some of these you might not recognize, but some probably do, like a JPEG, PNG, GIF. Those are image file types. We have an SVG, which is a different type of vector image graphic. Then we have an MP4, which is sound, WebM, which is also sound, MP3, also sound, Wave, also sound, OGG, also sound, GLB. This is a new one. This is the equivalent to, or it's best described as the equivalent to a JPEG, but for three-dimensional assets. So like if you've made something in Blender, or you've made something in Microsoft 3D Paint, or you've made something in CAD modeling software, or what have you, you can use .glb or .gltf, which are both for, it's like the equivalent of a JPEG for three-dimensional objects. And now we can choose our file by clicking on the little mountain landscape icon and choose anything you want to list.
and I'm gonna just keep going with the same image just so we can, okay. And
This would be the title of the specific artwork. And then next is the external link, which can be your website, your Instagram, your whichever, wherever people are going to be able to see this artwork and link it to you.
okay.
Okay. Next is the description. This can be your artist statement about the work. It can also include like if you're materials, process, etc. So if you're like using physically verified NFTs to make like a certificate of authenticity of a work, you can have all of that descriptive information in there. Or if you're making digital artwork, you can say like this was made with this program, or this was done in this specific way, and things, or for materials, process, and artist statement. Next, we have what collection this artwork belongs to. So like, let's say that you're in the middle of making this thing and we didn't click on add item to specific collection or what have you. You have the option to change what collection it can go into. We only have one collection right now, so we'll just skip that for this moment. And then this is the thing about NFTs specifically, is that it's also something that's programmable into other applications. So like in this section, you can add what kind of, so let's say that like you were going to be integrating with some other kind of cryptocurrency project in the future, and that was the aim of this artwork that you're creating. Like imagine you're making a fine artwork that integrates with some kind of token in some way, like by changing some aspect of it. You can add these properties to it, and then it can interact with a future project at some point. I don't recommend it just off the get-go because it's much more of a advanced thing, but it's just something that's very cool to where like an artwork can become, yeah, it can have some kind of utility is what I'm kind of saying. Like, it doesn't make it like a tool per se, but it can operate in some way. So we're just going to skip that for now, and we're going to go down to unlockable content. And if you'll just hit that slider for me real fast. Okay, so this is really an interesting thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So once you mint your NFT, this section, this block of text, is not viewable by anyone but the owner. So one example of a way that this can work, and it could work in a number of ways, is that let's say that you've written a poem about the thing that you made, and the only person who gets to read that poem is the owner of the NFT, right? And that you can put that poem that you wrote inside of that section, and you could have a some kind of personal way to communicate a very exclusive piece of content. The second thing is, so like, let's say that they get bonus content. Like, let's say somewhere on the internet, there is a password protected file that they can download, for instance, a bunch of other photographs of the specific work, or access to a video of the work being made, or any kind of way that you really want to creatively apply this section, which is, it's like a uh, something magical, or something that the only the owner gets to see, which is really cool, I think. And then
Is this the only way to link to? So we've talked about NFTs in one way, that if you're selling a physical object that's linked to an NFT, that there can be value added with, like you said, behind the scenes video of how it was created. Is this the only way to do that? Which is to say that that video has to exist somewhere else on the web. You can't just attach it as a file. It has to be a link.
Yeah, it has to be a link. So let's say that you didn't want to go with a centralized storage, like a Google Drive or a Vimeo or what have you. There are decentralized solutions to that, which I just highly recommend doing your own research. One would be like Filecoin, which is another cryptocurrency project that, instead of using proof of work or proof of stake, it used proof of storage. And they have racks, and people all over the world have racks and racks and racks of hard drives that store data like this for other people. Just completely advanced stuff, but we don't have to talk about that right now. Just think of it as a creative way that you can link other content to future owners of this NFT, or message content, or what have you. Okay, so next, explicit or sensitive content. I'm not here to describe what that means. That's it. But we can hover over that little eye right there that's next to it, and it gives us a brief overview of what that means. But I'm not, as an artist, I'm not here to make any, contextual statements about what that means. So push the envelope. Let's do something crazy. Next is supply. All right. So the cool thing about Polygon, because it is so cheap, we can mint 100,000 of the same image. And because it's so ecologically friendly, that we can do this at relatively a low energy cost. So like in here, this is like having an addition. Okay. So,
Oh, I was gonna ask. Okay, that's
okay. So
cool.
on Ethereum, because it's too price prohibitive, you only get one. That's it. So if you make, so it's about making a bunch of original objects. On Polygon, because it is so environmentally, or not it's that the network doesn't take up a lot of electricity, we can do more interesting things, like make additions of works. So if you had one image and you want to make 10 of them that people can collect, this will all do it automatically, instead of making each one as an individual. Okay, but we're just going to leave this as one right now. We're going to imagine that we can do that. Okay, so it's going to say, hey, what blockchain do you want to mint this on? And we're minting on Polygon today, so we're going to leave it as Polygon. But if you were minting on Ethereum, you could change it to Ethereum. And then OpenSea may or may not expand what kind of blockchains that these NFTs that they're minting on. But I think that they're just going to make a full switch to Polygon because it's just, a more energy efficient network. So the last thing that we do is make sure, because I think that it's going to ask you to sign something. We're going to find out. Have your phone open to the wallet so that you can press the sign thing and that it's not timed out dark somewhere, or you don't have your app settings on.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to go down to the blue button that says create and press
I
create.
want to double check with you that if I hit this, I'm still going to be able to go back and edit things.
Yes.
Okay.
So we haven't froze any of the data. I'm going to let everyone know how to lock this thing forever in a minute.
Okay.
It's everything that we've made is editable to this point.
Okay.
And boom, we've created it. All right. So we're going to press X on that.
Okay.
At this point, this object has a contract address and a token ID. So let's scroll down before we go to edit. And I want you to click on details on the left. Okay, so I want to just briefly, just kind of like give a very easy idea of what a contract address and an ID token is in this case. The contract address is the street name of which a house that you're trying to find is located on. The token ID is the house number of the address. So like if it's like 3000 or 321 is the token ID, and then Main Street is the contract address, so that we can find that exact token in millions and millions and millions of tokens. Okay, so we can scroll back up, and let's say that we wanted to edit it now. So we can click edit. And now that we have it open, we could go through and change our descriptions and change all of this data and etc. And then when we have it 100% ready to go, we click, that little slider. So so like you
I'm not
could
doing
click,
it. I'm not doing
no,
it.
go ahead. No,
I
do
mean, I
it,
know you have to submit, but okay.
No, actually, you don't have to submit.
Oh,
It gives you it gives you a second button to say for free. So you can get up to this point, and then you just want to go back through and just check everything. Once it's minted, there is a way to delete it. You can delete. Like once the data is frozen, it can still be deleted, but then you have to remake all of your work and redo all of your descriptions and re-upload everything. So it's just a really good plan to always just review your stuff and read your descriptions and make sure everything's in order before you freeze the metadata. Freezing the metadata means that it's going to be sent to a decentralized storage, like we were talking about earlier, like Filecoin, and it locks it forever. So we're going to go ahead and freeze this one. And Jennifer, if you'll just freeze it for me. Well, I'll show you how to delete it after we get it done so that we can get through this last little bit of this process here. Okay.
Oh, very official. Okay.
So this, is it asking you to sign on your wallet, or it's just taking a minute to load?
Not yet.
Okay. So sometimes, because depending on network, how many people are minting tokens, how much stuff is going on behind the scenes from this web page, it does take a moment.
I can ask you a question while we're waiting really quick. So
Yeah.
you were kind enough off screen to put some funds in my wallet so that we could do this transaction. If once we get off the video, and for people who are following at home, how does someone put funds into their coin wallet?
Okay, so I want to just check and make sure that we might be able to do it for free. I seen an announcement. I had used a new wallet, and I think I was able to do it for free. I don't know, but we're going to find out.
Yeah.
The other way, for the time being, maybe for the next week or 2 weeks, let's just hold off on that so I could, but maybe for the next week or 2 weeks, Coinbase won't be allowing for Polygon assets to be withdrawn from Coinbase yet. But when they become available on Coinbase, people will be able to use the Coinbase wallet to just get Polygon assets directly in their wallet by using their bank account or credit card through or debit card. I never buy crypto on credit. Never.
Oh, very important.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Anyways, and then
So does that mean in my wallet, I would go, is it that I have a send, receive, and trade? Is it what is
yeah,
it trade
so
button?
so in your wallet, you can go to buy or transfer, and
Uh,
then
wait,
uh,
what? Mine
oh
just,
well,
okay.
yours might just say trade, and then you're gonna have to set up your Coinbase wallet to be able to allow you to trade. So there are some steps there that you can follow, which includes providing, because it all cryptocurrency is an asset like gold or silver or other things. That's the way that the United States government sees it. So there is a federal requirement for them to get your driver's license information and a selfie and your current address so that in the future, because we're using crypto to pay for roads now, because that's what Congress passed, um, that that this income is taxable like it is if you trade gold or silver or things like that. Um, I would just say like do your own research, and in the near future you'll be able to get Polygon assets and be able to mint on OpenSea for free or nearly free. We're about to find that out. So let's just move ahead and say like I understand by locking this metadata, blah blah blah, and then click confirm. There was an unknown error. Click out, press X. We're gonna see what that is.
Gone.
And we're gonna press free. We're gonna press freeze again. We'll see what happens and see if it'll let us do it. Oh, I think I might know what's up. Here, we're gonna try that and click that one more time and say I understand and confirm. And then it's gonna give us an unknown error again, maybe. Maybe.
Let me click it though, right?
I think you clicked it. Try it again.
I'll click it with more conviction. No, I definitely
Yeah.
clicked it.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just press X on that real fast. We're going to click on your profile or submit changes real fast. Go down to submit changes, success. Okay, now go to your little purple dot in the upper right-hand corner and just click the dot itself. There was that error. I just seen it come up. Okay, so go down to your object again, or your piece number one. Okay, so it did get an unknown error. It could be one thing is that we need to, if you open back up your wallet again
Okay.
on your phone,
Yep, I'm there.
go to settings,
Okay.
go from active network on Ethereum to
Oh,
active network on Polygon,
yep.
and then go to edit
Do you
in
mean
the
on the desktop?
on your desktop, correct? And then it tells us to try again. So let's go ahead and try that again. So we're going to scroll down to freeze metadata. Click the little slider, press freeze. It'll take a second to load. I understand. Confirm. And then let's give it actually a moment and see if it'll do us anything new here. And hopefully it does. Otherwise, we have to probably try to log out and then log back in again. Because we probably are recognized on OpenSea as being on the Ethereum network. So Yeah, go ahead and click on the X in the metadata and then go to your wallet. Go ahead and go up to, oh, no, you were right there. So you click on the wallet, then you go to my wallet, go to log out, and then go back to show more options. Whoa. Click on the wallet again. Scroll down to show more. Actually, go to the OpenSea homepage. I don't want them to try to log us into a wrong thing. Yep, right there. Okay, now go to the wallet, show more options, go to Coinbase Wallet, and then go ahead and scan that QR code again. Okay, and then go to your little icon up top. Go to my profile. Scroll down to 5x5. Edit, which is in the upper right-hand corner. And then let's scroll down to the bottom and see if it will. It could just be a lot of network lag. So I'll just kind of like talk about these last steps. So when you freeze metadata, it will ask for a signature. So if we can't get it done in the next, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, because we're trying to actually get this tutorial all good for everyone, it will ask you for a signature on your phone, which might cost a very small amount of Polygon in this instance, if you're on Polygon network. If you're on Ethereum, it can be a little bit longer, or not a little bit longer, but a little bit more. So like actually quite a bit more, depending on uh, network congestion, how many transactions are happening. For just right now, will you go to the upper left and click on My Collections? Then click on 5x5. No, that didn't, maybe it did. Go down to first result. Click on that. Go to edit again. Something's up.
Yeah, I mean, could it just be a lot of traffic congestion?
It could be, it could be. Okay, so let's just go back to the item. So you would lock your metadata and then your item can go up for sale, and it can be a, so go to my profile, go to that item, and we're going to look at a couple of options right here really fast. We click on your item here, 5x5. Okay, so in the upper right hand, under edit, don't click on edit though. So after you freeze your metadata, edit will disappear and you only have the option to sell. But let's say that you've made a NFT that you are having a giveaway on your Instagram, right? Or something like that. So like you've made a piece of artwork, you can put it on your Instagram, you're saying, hey, if you comment, like, and share, or what have you, I'll choose one of these people by random to receive this NFT image, object, whichever. And it's like how normal giveaways work. If you go to that little present icon that's on the right here, that is the transfer. So if we click on that, it will ask for an Ethereum or a Polygon address, which is the same as your Ethereum address because it's a side chain. And you would ask your people that you, or if you have the address of a specific person that you want to send it to, you can type it in there. Or it's most easily done by copy paste because it is like 20 something numbers and letters long.
Address of someone's wallet.
Correct. So like if I text you my wallet address, you can copy and paste that in there and you could send me that NFT.
Wow.
at the cost of gas on Polygon. So like for 0.00002 or 0.00000125 cents to be able to send that on
And
Polygon.
can you remind everybody where in the coin wallet they can find that address?
Yeah. So if you open up your Coinbase wallet and you press receive, and then after, so from the wallet icon highlighted, you press receive, and then you can go to, if you're on Polygon or Ethereum, you can click on the word Matic, which is the token on Polygon, or Ethereum. Both addresses will be the same. And then it'll come up with a QR code that looks like that, and then a long number that's below it. And that long number, you can touch it and it'll automatically copy it. The other way is if you're on OpenSea, if both people are on OpenSea, they can go to their wallet. So if you go in the upper right-hand corner and you click on your wallet and then you press the copy button,
Yeah, okay.
boom. Let's see if you could send it to yourself. That would be interesting. Okay.
Oh, okay, so I go here and then let's see.
Yep. And then press, transfer. And then press transfer asset. And now you can confirm it on your phone and you're going to send it to yourself. That also locks metadata, by the way. So we found a workaround.
Yeah.
You processing. So this means that your transaction, it's complete. Now you confirmed it.
Okay.
So you've sent it to yourself. So when we see that transaction hash down there, that just basically allows you, because on blockchain stuff or on public blockchain stuff, 99.9% of all stuff that you're able to use or get off of Coinbase or in the United States is public blockchain stuff. It has a transaction hash, which means the location which that you can look at where that transaction has occurred, kind of like a bank ledger to like prove, like if you were talking to someone on the phone about a bill that they say that you didn't pay, you go, yes, I did. It's in my bank statement right here, right? That transaction's hash is like that line in your bank statement that says that this went from here to here. And that's just it. Then, so click on the X. And now go to,
if we had successfully frozen the metadata, we would have then just clicked sell. Why is it? Yeah.
well, it might be because we haven't refreshed that page. So go to your profile again by clicking on the purple circle. Profile, go down to that object right there. Okay, I don't know why we're still able to edit. I guess it doesn't. So it does say that you minted it and that you transferred it from yourself to yourself, but it's still editable and I don't know why. So
Okay.
let's just click on sell real fast. Here we can say what the amount in ETH is, or what. So if we go to the drop down right there, you can say what the amount in US dollar stable coin or US dollar coin, which is the US dollar stable coin. And then you can write in what the amount that you want to sell that thing for. So if you write in like, let's say like $100 million. Okay. So we can, so we could just scroll down and you could see how these earnings in the bottom are.
That's satisfying to type that in.
Yeah. Okay. So next thing is, if we scroll down just a little bit farther, we can say we'd like to schedule the listing to be such and such time. But so drop that little drop down. We can say the start date of this listing is X and the end date is Y.
So that means by the end date means it will know it's only being sold within a window, like the auction closes.
Yep.
Is there any reason to do that other than to create pressure?
Well, all of them on OpenSea are required to have a start and end date, and it will automatically do it. It's so that like new content rolls through, in that it doesn't bog down the system with stuff that's listed for 1,000,000 years and never leaves, because that thing could be there for 1,000,000 years.
Okay.
So let's actually see what happens if we put it up for sale in the way that it is. But don't do that. Do it for like a lot less. Because I was thinking I might actually do it for like 10 cents, and then I'll buy it from you so that we can see what that looks like. Okay, and then complete
But I
listing.
need to start it.
Oh yeah,
today, right?
yeah, start it. Yeah, start it now, because
Or
we
will it automatically be up now if it's, as long as it's today? Let's see.
yes, yeah,
Great.
it should be.
Great.
Yep.
So just complete it.
And then it should ask you to sign on your phone. Okay, yes, this is what we were looking for. So this is the thing. All right. So we have to unlock this wallet, your wallet, to allow them to see what's in it, to allow OpenSea what's in it, to see what's in there. So the first thing is that we need to press the unlock thing, and then it's going to ask you, no. Okay, try on your phone to change your try to change your network again back to Ethereum, but don't close this window, and see if we can get them to do it.
Okay.
Because this is completely new. Polygon is completely new, and we're gonna.
Okay, I was on Polygon. I'm going back to Ethereum, and now I am gonna try to unlock this again. No.
Nope. We just can't do it right now, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to really quickly close that window that says complete listing, and then go to the OpenSea /assets, and then copy. Actually, never mind. So let's just look at a few other things that are up here just really quick. If you scroll down, I keep trying to scroll on my mouse. Okay, go up just a little bit so we could talk about each one of these blocks just really fast. Okay, so we can see here the price history all time. As this piece gets bought and sold and bought and sold and bought and sold over time, we're going to be able to see at what level in the ledger each transaction occurred. So like, is this object appreciating or depreciating in value according to, like market demand and other things like that. Next, if we go down just a little bit, and then you click on listings, listings show how many times the thing has been sold or put up for sale but didn't sell. Then the next one down below that is offers. So if I had the OpenSea.io assets, etc., or the link to this specific collection, I can put an offer on an object that is not yet for sale. And basically but what I say is like, I'd like to put an offer on this, and I put down, I don't know, 10 Matic or 10 US dollar stable coins to reserve, if you want, for a certain amount of time, if you decided that you wanted to sell it. And that currency, so long as that offer is there, is available to the artist to instantly do if the item is in their collection but not yet up for sale. Which is an interesting aspect of like, they're like, I know this thing isn't for sale right now, but I would like to offer you this amount for that asset or for that artwork. And then the next thing is, if we go just a little bit lower, is the trading history. This goes through the entire provenance of the object. So every transfer, every time from its time it was minted, meaning originated, to its final collector. So if you're going through and making an artist portfolio where that you highlight some of your work that has been collected, you can actually click on, if you click on the word "you" there and imagine that it was a different thing, you can get that wallet address and sometimes get the person's name and things like that, or have their external link to their website that would say like, oh, this is my website, and this is, I'm an artist, or I'm a collector, or I'm a whatever, like if it's Sotheby's or something, which would be really cool.
In the reality that we spun before, you are extremely famous, and let's say Sotheby's wants to auction off one of your NFTs. You're still alive, all is well. Essentially what would happen is Sotheby's would, or Christie's, or whatever auction house would transfer this NFT from your wallet to their wallet to establish provenance. And that would appear here in the trading history for all time. Whether they sold it or not, it would show that it existed, that they had it in their possession.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's for every collector. So like every wallet address that NFT has ever been in. So like it's completely the idea of like a 100% authenticated provenance and ledger. So not just is it, from an art history perspective, where that we're saying like, this person had it, and then this person had it, and then this person had it, and that's how it got in the auction house, and here's all the documentation. The NFT goes, not only did this person have it, and this person have it, and this person have it, but this person sold it in here for this amount.
And the blockchain is completely immutable. So someone can't go in and fudge that. They can't ever change it. If it went to a gallery or to an auction house for however much it was sold to whomever it was sold, that will always be here. You'll always see it.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like the other really cool aspects, if we scroll up, I want to just talk about digital data. So like, let's say that you're making, so I do a lot of 3D printing and a lot of digitally fabricated physical objects, which can be kind of agnostic or like indifferent to the copy, because like a 3D print can just be printed over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? And so if you wrote within the description, like the physical object, yes, is important to like or maybe even a better example would be like the minimalist artist from the 70s and 80s who just has instructions to make the piece, right? You could have an NFT for a piece that is literally just the instructions for the piece to be created, which really makes it, like the invisible painting ideas, the invisible installation ideas, or construction art, or like so many different examples where that this document or this NFT serves as the way to access the information, the idea, the concept of the artist's work that is transferable in a way that creates that provenance and creates those, that the authenticness, or maybe the artist's aura. I don't know, but it's just a really cool new tool that we as artists can really, expand upon, instead of just making uh, I'm not saying like having digital images that you can own, that's pretty revolutionary, but like there's a lot more room where that we can actually kind of really expand upon these ideas and apply this new technology in a way that kind of can make a really serious impact on like art history and what we're able to do.
It seems to me like in the description, artists have a lot of, this is where artists really get to write what will be history, which is that if you decide that the NFT of the instructions for a 3D printed piece are the piece itself, that's something that can be written in the description, which is that only the person who has the NFT of the instructions can create by 3D printing or whatever mechanism the object associated with that NFT. So the ways that artists interact with how we describe, define these works as we're putting them up for sale is going to change the way that they are marketed, sold, and understood in the future as well.
Mm-hmm. And it also changes the legacy of the artwork. Yeah. Like, whereas we don't know some, like we do know like some of the older pieces, which could be like the ones that are instructional based. Like we don't know if that the person has installed it correctly when we look at it. Like Donald Judd's work is like incredibly hard to install because he's all about those instructions. And like to be able to have like not just the piece that's on the wall, like let's say if we go to the Seattle Art Museum or something like that and we see the giant Donald Judd that they have in there, is that if that work was NFT'd, we can also see like the words of the artist that say like this is how the way it needs to be installed. This was the original condition of the artwork. This is the exact specification of how far apart each object is, or how close together, or how translucent, or how not present it is, which is all just super amazing stuff, I think.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. So is there anything else that you want to point out to folks on this page?
Um, so there are ways for you to become verified with OpenSea, but they're not really, in my opinion, they haven't really reached out to like the fine art community. It's a lot of, I will say, a lot of crypto bros
Yeah.
who have made, I mean, I could also be considered a crypto bro or something like that, a crypto bro to artists or something. But there is definitely an image culture on Ethereum blockchain and on Polygon blockchain that highlights what kind of audience is out there that's operating on it. That definitely doesn't mean that we can't change that. Having new artists who are from various backgrounds and everything to be on a network that provides such an incredible tool. But that is just one small note, is that it is a lot of repeating digital images that are only like hyped and bought and sold by a lot of crypto fanatics. And that's just one thing that we can push against as artists and say that we can also use this tool in a way that can change a lot of stuff. Other than that, we have top NFTs. So yeah, we can look at these little different things here. So if we scroll down, because everything is quantifiable, because every single thing is on the blockchain, each one of these are verified NFT creators. So like CryptoPunks, Board 8 Yacht Club, Punks Comic, Mutant 8 Yacht Club, all of these different ones are the most highly ranked by, in quotations, market cap, meaning how many tokens that they've created, how many NFTs that they've created, and how much each individual one has sold for or resold for. So I don't know, let's click on something random.
This is just how much it's the sale of each one, or the price of each one is fluctuating
Yep.
within a week or a day, a 1 day, a week or a 1 day period. Yeah. Okay.
And then okay, so if we scroll up real quick, I could talk about floor price. Floor price is the least amount one is going for. Then the next thing is how many owners there are and how many assets there are total. So like in this instance, OpenSea has verified that Board Ape Club, Yacht Club, or whatever is minting a certain number of these NFTs. Only 10,000 will ever be minted, right? And then they can, because everything is on a public blockchain, they can see exactly how much each one has sold for and when. So they treat it like a cryptocurrency market where that you can actually plot the data and say like these artworks are going up in price, these artworks are coming down in price, or which ones have the most amount of volume, etc. So go ahead and click on that so we could just take a look at that art.
I'm gonna do this one because it does not have a yacht in the name. Okay.
Okay, so crypto punks, they have been doing this for quite some time. They're actually relatively famous because on Twitter, a lot of people have bought these NFTs, have used them as their profile picture, to say like, I own one of these NFTs, and not only do I own one, but I'm kind of proud that I own it in a way. These are like not 8-bit images, even though that they look like them. They're just aestheticized to look like they're 8 bits, and they're all portraits, every single one. And they range from random portraits of, someone smoking a cigarette to a dude with eye patch. But then they also go to like being um, famous people on purpose and other stuff like that. And I think the highest ever sold was a lot of money. I don't remember exactly how much.
So this
And
doesn't
there's
give us a price.
right because it has only been minted and transferred once. So if we go back one screen by either pressing backspace or the little arrow, we can, if you scroll, so if you go to status buy now or on auction on the left, oh, oh, buy now. I got to click out of one of them. Huh. I don't know exactly what's up with that. I, um,
Is it
but
that they have really limited trading time? Let me go to another.
maybe just search for, so in search items at the top
I'm just gonna see if I could find one that was.
for sale, from price low to high to low. See, that's that board yacht ape club stuff. Well, anyways, we just scroll through this to see what they're going. So the price is,
Selling them for $99 trillion, so that seems reasonable.
yeah.
I just want to see what happens when. So what's the story with the unreasonable price tag?
Okay, so the reason, all right, so this project has its own website. And in that project, I believe the Board 8 Yacht Club has, I could actually just, I'm not going to look it up. I haven't paid it. I know that it was like really, really popular for a minute. Still is ridiculously here. There's the description. A collection of 10,000 Bored Ape NFTs, a unique collectibles living on the Ethereum blockchain. Your Bored Ape doubles as your yacht club membership card and grants you access to members only benefits. So yeah, they have some kind of on. So like I was saying earlier about you're able to encode NFTs with specific content under like the properties tab, is that like some of these NFTs that are over there or that are being sold have specific attributes that can be used in gameplay, like if you're making an NFT game, or can be used to like so that you only have access to one certain chat room or what have you like that. And that's basically what it appears that they're doing. So
you can create like a secret membership club if in the part of it that is unlocked only for buyers, you add a link to a chat.
no. Like when you go, like when we connected the wallet here,
Yeah.
And it asked us to sign and say that we were allowing them to see what was in our wallet, right? Because it's protected otherwise. When we say yes to that, and they can see what's in there, they can also see what NFTs we have. And let's say like I have in the user interface of my website, it says like if NFT X has this modifier in it, they get certain privileges within the user interface on my website, right? So access to a specific chat room, or in the instance of the cryptocurrency I'm creating, it like it's a game. So like you get different modifiers of the game according to what cards you have. And that's some of the cooler aspects. So like you could actually have like an artwork that integrates with some kind of digital website in some way if you wanted to, and you can run that digital website decentralized forever. Like, so like you don't have to rely on Amazon being in business forever, things like that.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Mhm.
So is there anything else that you want to point out before we?
So if we go back to the OpenSea homepage by clicking on the little boat in the upper left, and then we go down, scroll down, and then we continue to scroll down, we can see other artwork, these are all featured artists. So let's go, wait, actually, that one was really interesting. Let's go back 2 sections.
Oh, do you mean up?
No, go down. So we have an NFT oil painting person right there. We should click on that. It's Pepe stuff, but this is interesting. So this is how it can be physically tokenized, like these oil paintings that she's done. So, or that they've done. And I believe that it's there is no,
Yeah.
well, anyways,
Yeah.
we don't know. So in this instance, the pop icon of the Pepe meme, they have painted in oil and then tokenized in some fashion, either by taking high resolution images of the actual oil painting itself, and then listing those for fairly high prices, it looks like, but they're verified. So I just want to back up and say, like, if you're a painter and you don't know if like you could be doing this in this kind of fashion, there is definitely a route for that type of artwork.
So
So
when
I
it says token, so the one thing I want to make sure I understand is this NFT tied to the physical painting, or are you just buying the NFT here?
it looks like that you're just buying the NFT in this instance. I don't believe that it's actually shippable. It doesn't seem like that, and it doesn't write it in the descriptions. So I mean, like if you're collecting art, DYOR, do your own research, definitely. But it's just a good example of something that it's fairly creative in the way that they're at, the content, you know, is definitely it's definitely pointed content. Let's say that
Let's just
that
say
they
white supremacy is bad, and maybe, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to non Pepe images if there are none. Okay,
No,
well,
yeah, but it's just something to look
here
at.
we
All
go.
right, so
Here's a dog.
yeah,
Great,
here's a dog.
great.
Okay, so let's back up 2 sections. So go back twice. And then I'll talk just super briefly about so all of these that are in the trending categories with the blue check mark, they have been verified by OpenSea. To get verified by OpenSea a year ago was pretty easy. Lately, I would imagine if you have 100,000 followers on Instagram or better, you'll get their attention otherwise, because they're in the business to make money. And I'll just say that I've done a couple of things and they're not, I haven't heard back. I'm still waiting for my call. But it doesn't mean that it means increased exposure. That's it. And then the last thing is, if we continue to scroll down and you just want to recap what we talked about today, is that each one of these portions here, like how to create your first collection that we already covered, what wallets that they support and how to connect those wallets is the next one back. And then uploading your artwork and listing the item for sale are all links right there, I believe, for the descriptions of how to do this.
And will money be taken out of my wallet every time I create a new collection, or every time I mint a new NFT within any collection?
Only the first one.
Okay.
After the first one, OpenSea covers the gas cost. So because that they are getting quite exorbitant amounts of money by their royalties, uh, and they want more content that they pay for those gas fees. So.
That's great.
Mhm. And then let's just scroll down just a little bit more and see if there's anything. So there's the videos to a bunch of different content on the how to and get started. And then if we keep scrolling down just a little bit more, we have browse by category, and then we can go down just a little bit more. And then those are at the very bottom of every cryptocurrency website known to man. They always want to brag about their partnerships. And these are the people that they've partnered with, and then staying in a loop. So that's about it. There are other I want to say that there are other NFT platforms such as Rarible, and then Mark Cuban owns one called lazy.com, and I just don't think that it's up and running yet. But he's going to be switching over to Polygon too because it is more energy efficient and less uh, it's just better. It's just better all the way around. Is there any other last questions that you might have?
I think you covered it. I just wanted to thank you um, for walking me and everyone else through this. Do you want to share your website or is there anything you want to talk about that you're working on?
Well, you guys can check me out on my Instagram. I'm kind of so it's at Josh Hughes or at Josh Hughes Studios. Um, and then I'm currently working on a cryptocurrency project that is NFT based, where they were combining an artist and a full stack developer to make a new type of cryptocurrency that hasn't yet been done. And we're trying to get the Guinness Book of World Records on that one, which is the largest decentralized game of hot potato, which is really cool. So the whole game is based around the classic party game hot potato, and we're pretty excited about that. And then other than that, if you see this before the end of the show at Utechnic, be sure to go see it because it's pretty cool. We're doing some interesting things with
Very, very
NFTs
cool.
there. And if for whatever reason you watch this video and you want to send me a DM on Instagram that says like, hey, I need help or whatever, I'm always, well, I'm not always available because I do have a lot of different projects going on. But if you ever really get stuck and you really need some help, you can always reach out and I could try to contact you back.
Thanks so much, Josh. I'm going to stop recording. And I just want to say I really appreciate you and for taking the time to walk us all through this.
Mhm.